Bro, when I tell you Stephen A. Smith linked in the RG3 pause, but when you make Stephen A. Smith mad, y'all should have seen how he did Jason Real Life. Let me hear y'all hear what Stephen A. Smith had to say to RG3. Lord have mercy.
Who exercise discipline as opposed to reacting
It's gonna get good, y'all.
to
Listen
the
to this.
racial venom that was thrown in his direction. You trying to tell me politics had nothing to do with that? You trying to tell me when Jack Johnson was fighting in early in the 19th century, you trying to tell me that had nothing to do with politics, just race? This is what you're trying to tell me? That makes absolutely, positively no sense whatsoever.
Because RG3 said,
okay, we all know,
keep politics out of sports.
That while race may stand alone and as its prevalent issue, politics has been used historically to exercise the muscle necessary to implement racially insensitive policies, if not racist policies.
It's finna
That
get
is
good.
a fact.
It's finna get.
I'm giving you facts.
It's
There's
about
no
to get
black
good.
person alive who would deny that, and there's no white person who could justifiably deny it.
You know, they
Now,
call
to
me
get
Stephen A. the
personal,
streets. Watch this.
You said this after first day. RG3, at some point in time, my brother, you're gonna have to show your hand and stop tap dancing like the late great Gregory Hines, God rest his soul.
Here you go. Here you go.
He's only me literally tap dancing.
He finna lean.
Figuratively speaking, you got to stop dancing around issues, brother. You got something to say, say it. If you got a problem with Stephen A., say it by name. What's the problem? Because I certainly don't have any problem with you. Let me tell you, RG3, an unknown secret that you may not have realized. Because you see, you come across as somebody that's bitter about being gone from ESPN. You ain't being slick. See, we saw the reports when you got let go by ESPN and how ticked off you were. We saw people in your camp, probably you in my estimation, but I don't know this for sure, who alluded to the Jason McCourtys of the world being on ESPN in the aftermath of you being let go. So since you have this penchant, this proclivity to be passive aggressive because that's how you roll, let me show you how to be direct.
Watch this.
RG3, people at ESPN didn't like you, bro. They didn't like you. You know the names. I said names as in plural. And do you know why I can say that to you, RG3? Because I'm not one of those people. I actually loved you on First Take. Every time you came on First Take, you did a damn good job. Are you ready for this, RG3? Don't faint. The bosses would tell you, I wanted them to keep you. But just because I'm the executive producer of First Take doesn't mean that I get to keep you on the show. It doesn't mean that I get to determine your salary. It doesn't mean that I get to determine whether or not they're willing to pay your salary. And it damn sure doesn't mean that I have anything to do with Monday Night NFL Countdown, which you were a part of.
Stephen A.
Now, I'm not going to get into who was happy about it and who wasn't. I'm not going to get into whether or not they were happy about it at all. That's inside, in-house business. That's none of anybody's business. What I'm saying to you is stop with the passive-aggressive stuff. That's weak, bro. That's weak. That's exactly the reason why a whole bunch of cats at ESPN had a problem with you, because of that passive-aggressive stuff.
That stuff, man.
Because of that passive-aggressive stuff.
I hate passive aggressive. I dislike passive aggressive.
That First Take has never been afraid to tackle issues ever. Ever. When Skip Bayless was there, we weren't afraid. When Max Kellerman was there, we weren't afraid. Since Max Kellerman departed, whether it's Swagoo, it's a Ryan Clark, two dudes you're very familiar with, whether it's a Jeff Saturday, it's a Mad Dog Russo, it's a Kimberly Martin, it's a Mina Kimes, it's a Dan Orlovsky, it's a Cam Newton, it's Bart Scott, it's Damian Woody, it's Kendrick Perkins, it's Jay Williams, it's Monica McNutt, it's Andrea Carter, it's Janae Ogumake. The list goes on and on and on. All my colleagues, all fantastic, all phenomenal. Let me not forget L. Duncan, who does a great job doing the 6 o'clock sports center. We don't run from anything, RG3. How do I know what I'm talking about? Let me add Paul Feinbaum to that. Okay? Let me have Joe Fortenbaugh to that.
This boy.
Let me tell you why we run from nothing and how I have factual evidence. RG3, do you know I have footage of you tackling issues?
Uh-oh.
You know good and damn well. We tackle anything. It's football, it's basketball, it's politics, it's social issues, it's social commentary. Colin Kaepernick, George Floyd. List goes on and on. Philando Castillo. We've tackled issues on a plethora of occasions. Why are you acting like you don't know? Because your feelings hurt that you're gone? Where were you when I got fired, RG3? You the only one that was let go? I can give you a laundry list of over 300 people that have been let go from ESPN since 2015. You ever heard of downsizing? You ever heard of how life can be sometimes in corporate America? Because you got stockholders and shareholders, and you have projections that need to be met, and the changing of the industry and the changing of the time, sometimes this stuff happens.
It happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing this up about RG3 because RG3 is emblematic of something that happens a lot with people who depart from ESPN. You depart from ESPN and you got a problem with the industry, so you got to talk about shows or people on shows that you know are going to draw an automatic connection from the words that come out of your mouth. So you've got to infiltrate the proceedings by incriminating them as if they did something they did not do. RG3, bruh, I didn't let you go. If I had my druthers, you would have remained on First Take. It's not my fault that you're not on College Football Game Day. And by the way, Pat McAfee is there instead of you. That brother is doing a hell of a job. It's undeniable. Pat McAfee is made for College Football Game Day. I mean, him getting people to kick them damn field goals is the funniest stuff on television sometimes. It's hilarious. And he sells it like no other. He's doing a hell of a job. He's a star. Period. You look at RC and Swagoo and all of these cats. Their name speaks for themselves. And what they bring to the table. I can't speak for everybody else, but you weren't on College Football Game Day. Evidently, you weren't wanted anymore on Monday Night Countdown. I wanted you on First Take.
RG3 was kind of crazy, though.
But what happens with a lot of people that leave ESPN is they get caught up in, oh, let me call out somebody that works on ESPN, when your real problem is with management. Guess what? At some point in time in our careers, who doesn't have problems with management? Name a name. Pick a person. There's almost no one, at least almost no one in corporate America that doesn't have a problem with management.
Hey, man. Look. RG, man. Y'all better leave Stephen A alone, boy. He just fresh off the LeBron stuff, man. He done got into it with everybody. Draymond Green, everybody. Russell Westbrook. Y'all better leave Stephen A alone and pass the sports, man. He say nobody liked you, cuz. That's gotta hurt if you didn't know that.